You know what I like, Kobe?
What's that, Barry?
Guns. I'm a soldier. Of course I like guns. I, I I wanted to do that quote directly, but it's gonna sound like I like soldiers first. And like that could also mean female soldiers, but like, history. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new month of Who Watches This. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Please.
It's my month.
Yeah. Please keep coming back.
We do. We appreciate everybody out there who's listening. Thank you.
Yeah, drop us a line. But Kobe, since it's your month, I want to open the floor to you introducing the month.
Right. So I can't say the movie yet. We haven't.
Well, like you can, the theme.
The theme is busting bullies.
It sounds like an after-school program.
It's all after-school specials.
Bravely busting bullies. The high school BBB. Not like the better
it's a spin-off of High School Musical.
Yeah. It's like no, I remember the first time a customer was, I'm going to report you guys to the BBB. I was like, I think you mean BBC. And my coworker was like, "No, he means the Better Business Bureau." I was pretty young back then, so I didn't know what that was. Oh man, but yeah, when you're like,
I think you mean the BBC.
Oh man, but yeah, let's go ahead and get to our first section where we do the movie trailer. The Peterson family still grieves the death of their son. Gets a visit from a military friend. They invite him to stay while in town. He seems to just want to help, but there's a dark mystery behind him. Who exactly is this handsome fella? Let's find out in 2014's The Guest. These are getting harder and harder to write. I was like, I don't know. Oh, what's it called? You never know, but yeah, we're gonna be talking about the 2014 thriller movie, The Guest, starring Dan Stevens, I believe is his name.
Yes.
The girl from It Follows, which could you see what her name is?
Mika Monroe.
Yep, and Tabitha. I forgot what's her last name. She's the girl that plays Kristen. She shows her boobs in this movie. So
Tabitha Shaw.
Yeah, I made sure to know her name. I was like, whoa, I forgot there was boobs in this movie.
That's right. I was thinking about pics and boobies for my Barry.
And we're like the same age. I was like, oh yeah, age appropriate boobies for me. Oh god, like not that we ever see. Oh my gosh, hold on.
I'm older than you, so some of the boobies you see are like grandma boobies because I pick movies that are from my time.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to say it like this, right? This character is in college.
Yes.
The 80s and 90s were very lax with the boobs. That, like oh my gosh, this is getting worse and worse. I'm gonna. All right. I'm gonna make sure to cut that portion. Yeah, there was boobs in this movie. Thank you, Colby.
Never go wrong with boobs.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, Colby. What made you pick this movie?
So I had not seen this movie. I had kind of got the idea of like bullies getting beaten up And just kind of looking through, that's kind of what this movie is, but it seemed more like that from the little trailer that I saw.
Yeah. I mean, it's like one of the more prominent scenes that gets clipped on like YouTube Shorts, TikToks, Instagram Reels. It's always like the bully busting scene.
Right. Yeah.
So
Exactly. And I thought it was going to be more about less psychological thriller than it turned out to be. But it turned out to be a great movie. Like I'm impressed with my pick, even though it's only 75% to theme.
I mean, when you look at it as a whole, he like someone else was a bully as well, but just like in a different sense,
Right. Yeah.
right? Uh, but yeah, like I knew Dan Stevens. Not like this isn't the first movie I've seen from Dan Stevens. I think the first movie I ever saw of him was hold on, I gotta look it up real quick just because it was like a small movie, not a small movie, but just like kind of like an indie film, and it was The Ritual. Oh no, that's not it. That just came out last year. Let me see.
That could have been the first movie you saw of him, and then you went back.
No. Oh man. The Ticket. Oh, and he was also in Colossal with Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis.
Mm, okay.
So yeah, I remember. Okay, see, I was like, he looks so familiar.
Something he was in right before this movie. Apparently, he had to lose like 40 pounds to play that part.
Oh
And
man.
the director was like, I've always pictured you being this part, and now you're too skinny. I need you to bulk up before we start filming.
Wait, so you're saying that before this movie he was 40 pounds lighter?
Right. Because
Jesus.
he had
Maybe it was.
they kind of made the joke that he was like Christian Bale in Machinist, skinny.
Oh. Oh, actually,
But
the movie that I first saw him in was an Apostle.
okay,
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's the movie. That's crazy though. Yeah, very. That's. I mean, he was also like in Downtown Abbey, so maybe that's. He had to. Maybe he was a serf there. He wasn't one of the rich people, but
right,
who knows?
maybe.
But yeah, let's get into this movie. Movie starts off with a military guy just running, and then it cuts to the title sequence, The Guest. Then we get introduced to the Peterson family.
real quick. They said that opening scene had a song to go with it. Oh, what was the song? There was a song that went with it, but then they couldn't get the rights to the song, so they took it out. But if you play the song like you like movie starting, play the
Yeah.
song, and like it totally goes with it. But now I
Oh,
can't.
I kind of like it without the song though.
Right,
It's
right.
like, what's he running to? But after that, we get introduced to the Peterson family. It's a husband, wife, a son, and later we get introduced to the 20-year-old daughter. And tension's kind of like off in this house. The dad, the husband kind of looks run down. Like
Yeah,
you're like, oh, what's going on with him? The wife, she looks just exhausted,
I yeah, definitely.
tired of who knows. And the son is like probably what, like a junior, and he's just kind of he's very classic, like early 2010s haircut. Like he looks like he's supposed to be a skater boy, but he just never picked up the skateboard. But yeah, like and so like this family looks like they're trying to start their day, and like the mother looks like she looks like as soon as everybody leaves the house, she's gonna crack open a wine bottle and just morning drink.
Yeah, and it's Midwest
Yeah.
town. They probably say where it's at, but I can't
It's
remember.
probably like in Iowa.
Yeah,
Or
something like that. It's deserty, like farm area, like
yeah, like population is probably like under 100,000 if that.
right. They're kind of like outskirts of town, the suburbs.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, while like the mom, I think her name is Laura, she's just like kind of just going about the morning, just waiting for Anna to wake up, go to work, so she can open this bottle, and all of a sudden, somebody knocks at the door,
Yep.
and Dan Stevens, what's his name, Brian?
David.
Oh, David, and he's like, "How you doing, ma'am?" And she's like, "How can I help you?" She's like, "Well, I was a friend of Caleb's." Kind of like the way he sounds, it's almost like he has like a southern draw
Yeah.
to it, but like maybe he's like been out of the South for a while and he started to pick up like a little bit of like a regular American accent. But super polite, really clean cut, and she's like, okay, so she's like, okay, oh, yeah, come in, and she's like, yeah, I wanted to stop by because I promised Caleb I would. And like they go into the living room and there's like like he has like a little mural
Right. And
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 there
you could certainly tell by the mural that her son is no longer
yeah,
with them.
that's what she's been struggling with. But there's also a photo of like his unit where David is.
Yeah.
And so she's like, yeah, so like how can I help you? And he's just like, well, I promised Caleb that I would come by and help you guys out however I can, ma'am. And she's just so like it's almost like she excuses herself to cry a little bit.
Right, because he said he was like I was with him when he passed, and he asked me if I would check in on you guys, and he told me to tell you guys that he loved you,
Yeah,
and that's kind of where she has her little
breakdown.
yeah.
And he's like, when she comes back, she's like, I'm so sorry, man. I didn't mean to upset you. Um, I just wanted to fulfill my promise today, to Caleb, man. I'll get out of your hair. I'm sorry about this. And she's like, no, like, can you at least stay till Anna wakes up? Anna's Caleb's sister, and yeah, she's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, yeah, 100%. And so like, we cut to Anna. She's sleeping in her underwear and a t-shirt. I was like, oh, that's a shot, but okay. And she's like, she gets woken up by Laura. She's like, hey, come. No, actually, she doesn't get woken up by Laura, but like she walks out and she hears Laura talking to somebody, and she's like, whoa, what's going on?
Right, and she actually hears her mom laughing, and that's like a what's up? My mom's been all
A good
you know
mood.
so I've only remember my mom being depressed since
Caleb passed away.
Caleb passed. Yeah.
And so like, yeah, she walks in and she like, oh wow, there's this very handsome fella in the house. But like, she's still like feeling a bit angsty.
Right.
She has like a little bit of an angst to her still, so she's and Laura's like, oh, this is David. This is Caleb's friend or military
Oh,
buddy.
yeah, served with him.
Yeah, came by to just like say his condolences, and he promised Caleb he would come by and check in on us, and and she's like, oh, okay, hi. Very kind of standoffish, but then Laura's like, he's like, all right, I should get going, and she's like, no, 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 like you came all the way here, stay in town for a little bit. And he's like, I don't know if I should. And she's like, no, you can stay in Caleb's room. And like Anna like kind of looks at her mom like, but like maybe she's like kind of feeling like a kinship,
Yeah.
like almost like, all right, David could be my surrogate son, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sort of like, yeah, it's like kind of like a rebound son.
I think it sounds terrible, but you,
Yeah,
you need to fill that
and like if this will help you kind of like through the grieving process, like it
Like,
kind of gives you peace of mind. Like, well, like my son, like he made great connections in the military to the point where they would come here to check up on us.
right.
And yeah,
I could hear some stories of, his the last year of his life where he was serving, so I didn't have any contact, kind of fill in some gaps.
yeah, and then kind of just get some closure.
Right.
It's a great way for that. And so yeah, like and then we cut to Luke, who is Luke Peterson, and he's in school, and man, he's getting bullied
Yeah.
by Asian jocks. I was like, whoa, that's weird. It's not weird that there's Asian jocks, but like in the middle of Iowa, it's like, oh, that's a funny place.
Right. But yeah, looks like it's all football team. Most of them are wearing Letterman jackets. This is a group of maybe 5 of them.
Nah, these guys look like they're in the wrestling team. But yeah, who knows, right? But he gets home and Luke is like, he gets introduced to Luke. Laura's like, oh hey Luke, this is David. This is Caleb's friend from the military, and he's like, oh hey, are you okay? You got a little bruise over there, and he's like, I got hit by a potato. I forgot what he says.
A football hit me in
PE. I was like, my head was like, oh yeah, we're doing a science experiment in class, and the potato launcher hit me in the face. And he's like, yeah, sure, Caleb, or sure, Luke. And so like the husband gets home, gets introduced to Caleb or to David as well, and dad, the dad and mom are kind of having some difficulties in their marriage relationship.
Right.
But he's like, okay, I guess he's staying here then. Hey, David, would you like a beer? And he's like, yes, sir. I sure would.
At first he says no.
Oh, yeah. But
then kind of everybody kind of like heads off to bed. And then dad's like, hey, you sure you don't want a beer? And he's like, you know what? Yeah, I will have one with you.
And like dad's like kind of using David also as like a surrogate son because he's like venting to him.
Right.
He's like, can you believe that? They promised me the regional manager job, and then some young kid with a degree comes in. They're like, he's a better fit. Which I don't agree with. Like the guy's had probably 10 to 15 years worth of experience. I wonder why companies stopped doing that. They're like, oh yeah, let's hire the guy with the degree who doesn't know the business yet over the guy that's been there for 15 years. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Fucking loyalty. This college graduate's gonna leave the moment he gets a higher paying position somewhere else.
But I think that's what it is like, well, if we give him the higher paying job, we'll keep him for longer. No. And this old guy's not going anywhere. So we can just pass him up. Because what's he going to do? Quit and try to find another job somewhere else as an old man?
So the old guy, like the company is the hot chick. And the old guy is like the boyfriend, husband material.
Yep.
And the college graduate, it's like the hot guy with the Maserati.
Yep.
That's terrible. But yeah, no, like, so like the next day, like kind of they go through their morning, everyone's kind of like doing their own thing until David comes to pick up Luke. And he's like, hey, so why don't you tell me who hit you? And he's like, well, what are you talking about? He's like, come on, Luke. Like, come on.
Look at you. You didn't get that.
That wasn't a fucking football. You don't. The only time you've ever touched pigskin is on bacon. Like, come on, man. So he's like, all right, fine. It's those kids. And he's like, all right, where are they heading? He's like, yeah, they're probably going to go to some bar. Oh, yeah, this is where, yeah, they do play football. Because he's like, yeah, the bar doesn't charge the ID the football kids.
Yeah.
He's like, all right. Well, I feel like going for a drink. And he's like, really? He's like, yep. So he goes into the bar. He follows them, goes into the bar. He waits for Luke. Luke comes in, like, super, like, it's so right, fucking noticeable.
Because Luke's like, I'm just going to wait in the car. And then he's like, I'm just gonna go and have a drink. Come and join me when you feel like up to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't know how long it is, but it's probably like 10 minutes, and he comes like
Mm-hmm.
skulking in.
Yeah. And the bartender is like, yeah, I'm gonna need to see your ID. David's like, what about theirs? Did you see their ID? And he's like, what do you guys want? And he's like, I'll take a beer. And you know what? Those ladies, they looking kind of thirsty.
No,
So
he gets the
the Fireball.
Fireball,
Yeah, it's like a mixed drink with like hot sauce in it.
the hot sauce and cinnamon vodka.
Ugh. But yeah, he's like, oh, those ladies look like they're thirsty. Why don't you? Here's $100. Why don't you give them 3 blowjob shots?
Yep.
And he's like, well, what about the guys? He's like, does it look like I want to buy drinks for guys? And he's like, well, it would be the polite thing. He's like, all right, get them some Cosmopolitans. I was like, are you serious? He's like, yep, I'm serious.
And he's like, and if you do it, you can keep the change.
Yeah.
And the bartender's like, okay, Cosmos it is.
Cosmos and blowjobs all around. So Davey gets his Fireball, and Luke gets a Coke, and he's like, you want to try it? And he's like, oh, are you sure? He's like, yeah, go ahead. And Luke can't handle this, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Alcohol.
He's like, oh, my God, this burns. Why would anybody drink this?
He's like, I love it. He's like, starts drinking it, and then the bartender starts sending them the drinks, and like the jocks are like, the fuck? A Cosmo? What am I, gay? That's pretty much like what they're... Right, that's what's insinuated.
Right, like, because at my age, I order a Cosmo because it's delicious.
Yeah.
But if somebody sent me a Cosmo and I was at 18 to 21, yeah, I would be like, why did you send me a Cosmo? What the?
You would take offense? See, that's the age difference in Colby. I was comfortable in my sexuality. I was like, ooh, delicious. What's the other one? A Shirley Temple?
Yes, Shirley Temple.
Ooh, yum. I was never opposed to drinking fruity drinks. But these guys were. They've been attacked in their masculinity, so they come by, they splash the drink in his face, and Davey gets up, and he's like, all right, well, what are you gonna do? And he starts fucking up these kids.
He's like, well, since you gave me your drink, I'm gonna give you mine, and he splashes his hot sauce and
the
cinnamon vodka in the guy's face.
It's burning,
and that is all kinds of sizzle on your eyeball.
And yeah, he fucks up these kids. He like chin shots like one dude. He like flips over another guy, and then probably ends his football career by fucking up his knee.
Stomping on his ankle.
Yeah, that kid's his football, at least in high school, was done. And who knows if he could even play collegiate at that point, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so like the bartender's like, whoa, what the fuck, man? And he's like, hey, why don't you go ahead and call the cops and tell them that these high school kids, they came in here acting up, threatening to fuck up your bar, and handle business.
Yep.
A patron handled their business, and here's $200 for the damages.
Yeah.
And Luke is like, holy shit, that was fucking cool, man. So
and Luke did get punched. He got punched in the nose. He's got a little bit of a bloody nose.
Yeah. He kind of like, when they get home, he kind of like rushes home, and Laura. David ends up telling Laura like, hey, like him and another kid got into a scuffle, but I smoothed it over, and everything's gonna be okay.
Right? Yeah, it is nothing big. It's just boys being boys in high school. But I'll teach him some defense moves when he's up for it.
And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much, David. If my husband weren't around. And Anna's like, well, I got to go get ready for a party. And then Laura's like, you have to invite him to a party. Come on. He's like, he doesn't know nobody in town. So can you just hang out with him? And she like reluctantly is like, David, would you like to go to the party with me? And he's like, yeah, sure. I'd love that. And so, like, they get ready for the party, and there's a little bit of sexual tension between these two because he gets out of the bathroom while she's knocking on it, and he's like naked.
Yeah.
He has a
Yeah,
towel.
she's trying to get ready for the party and she thinks it's Caleb, so she's pounding on
Or
the door,
Luke.
like,
Luke.
oh, yeah, Luke, and she's like, you better open this door.
Mhm.
And then David opens it and he's just in a towel,
Yeah.
and that was the whole part.
That he needed to
Look,
gain weight for.
quick, it was the last scene that they filmed because there was like 8 weeks of them shooting, and they were like, keep working out because we have this final scene, or like this scene from the middle, but we want you to be like as ripped as possible, so we're not it's gonna be the last scene we film. So you have 8 extra weeks to get some abs.
And she's looking him up and down like, yum.
Yeah.
So, they get to the party, and Anna's like talking to him. He's like, hey, listen, there's gonna be people drinking. There's gonna be some people smoking some weed. Can we just be cool?
Right. And she says, and my boyfriend might be here. And he said, I didn't know you had a boyfriend. And she said, well, my parents don't know either, and I would appreciate if they still didn't know tomorrow.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I got it. And, so they get to the party. He gets introduced to Kristen, who is also very enamored by him. I mean, again, small town. So, like, when there's all the good-looking people in town. So when there's a new one,
right,
she basically was like, dibs.
Yeah. And then she's like, when's the guy's gonna get here? Because I need him to hook up the kegs. And he's like, where's the kegs? I'll get them. And he carries like 2 kegs in at once. And she's all like drooling on herself.
Yeah, I mean, like, all the guys are just like sitting down, and they're like, they look useless.
Yeah.
At least like if you're a guy at that party, you gotta at least try. I mean, you might like Zoolander it, like the files are in the computer it.
Right.
But at least you're like, but I was like, damn, he's out here looking hot for this whole part. Wow, look at that guy carrying 2 kegs, and he knows how to set it up. What a man.
Hey, and then Anna, she's not quite 21. You get that because when Dad asks David if he wants a beer, she's like, I'll take one too. And he's like, you still have a couple months before you're 21. And she's like, it's only a couple months. And he's like, yeah, and then you can drink all the beer you want.
No,
by yourself.
Yeah, you can drink all the Bayou beer, or all the beer you buy. And so yeah, they kind of like, Anna kind of heads, like, what's it called? Like, Anna gets offered some weed, and she's like, no, because like if he sees it, he might tell my mom. But then like Craig, the guy from Grandma's Boy, was like, hey, you want some weed? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he like smokes it. He does a little French inhale to look cool, and he hands it over to Anna, and she's like, okay, cool, right, I can smoke some weed. But then, like, she goes away with her boyfriend. They're talking and all that stuff. And then, so, Brian or David starts talking to Kristen. And, they're kind of flirting, a little bit of flirt, until her ex-boyfriend comes in. And she's like, oh, fuck, my abusive ex-boyfriend is here. And he comes over, like, kind of gets in the middle of them. And he's like, hey, I've been trying to call you, and I find out you're having a fucking party. And she's like, yeah, and you weren't invited. And he's like, I need to talk to you. And he grabs her, like, super aggressively. So David stops that shit. And he's like, what you gonna do about it? And he immediately does something about it. He slams this kid's head into the fucking wall. And he, like, gets knocked out. And he looks at his friends. He's like, yeah, you better get him out of here. And they're like, come on, man, let's get the fuck out of here. And Kristen is like, do you want to check out the rest of the house? Which means, let's go fuck.
Yeah.
And like, she gets naked like a dude. She was like the first one naked. She got naked so fast. And she's like, what's wrong? It feels like you're not into it. And he flips her over, and he's just like, oh, I'm into it, all right. And like, and then all of a sudden, like, yeah, him in his aggressive nature, he gets hard immediately. She's like, ooh. You are into this. And so, they fuck, and then they get out, and Craig from Grandma's Boy is like, "Ooh, looks like, oh, finally, I thought you left your own party, but looks like you guys are fucking." And like she comes, like sits on his lap. It looks like they're already a couple type shit. And like him and Craig are talking. Craig is like, really, I want to let you know I really support you guys. And David's like, support us how? And he's like, all the other stuff. He's like, well, like, you could sign up.
Right.
And he's like,
you support us, but you won't serve.
Yeah. And he's like, like my eyes and stuff like that. And then David,
I got asthma real bad.
And David's like, I'm just fucking with you, man. He's like, oh, thank God. And he peeps that like Anna's like kind of like arguing with her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kristen goes over to kind of smooth things over, and he leans over to Craig. He's like, "Hey, can you give me a gun?" And
because Craig's like, he's like, "Hey, if there's anything you need, you come talk to me. I'll hook you up, because respect." And
yeah.
he's like, and that's what he's like, "Hey, is there any way you can give me a gun?"
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, and then your opening quote.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, like, come on, man, I'm a soldier. I love guns. And he's like, all right, for sure. Here, give me your number. And he's like, all right, here you go. Gives him his phone. He's like, I'm using a burner right now. And he's like, oh, very, wanderer or stranger or some shit. I forgot what he says exactly. Yeah. And then like Anna comes by and she's like, can we go? And he's like, yeah, sure, I got you. And so, like, they're back in the car, they're talking, he's like, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, he was just really upset about something, and, sometimes we fight and shit. And he's like, well, like, he's a drug dealer, that's, he's like, well, no, she was complaining that she's like, I'm trying to do something with my life, and he's kind of, like, content.
Right, yeah. He was in a band when he was in high school, and now he's still in the band, and they still haven't recorded anything. He doesn't have a job.
And, I'm trying to, like, get out of here. Very classic, like, small town
girl, yeah. I'm too big for this town.
Yeah. Or you're just, like, you feel cabin fever, right?
Right.
And
you live in a small town where your parents know everybody. It's
a lot. And then, like, a song is playing in the radio, and he's like, oh, I like this song. She's like, you like this song? She's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, it sounds like it's pretty peaceful. And all that stuff, and she's like, "Oh, that's awesome," Because then, like, her boyfriend's probably like shitted on her music taste,
right? Yeah.
And so he's like, "Oh, this is pretty cool," And like, he's like, can you make me a tape?" And she's like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And so, like, when they get home and everything, like, she kind of starts to wonder a little bit more about David,
right?
And so she's like, I forgot how it happened, but she calls a military base to verify his identity.
Because the next morning she's in the kitchen, like, making some coffee or something, and she can hear him outside talking on his phone.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's like, I need a dentist who could, and I need a plastic surgeon. And she's like, why would that fine face need a plastic surgeon?
Right. So, like, yeah, she ends up calling military base, and the person on the other line is the actress that plays Iris West from The Flash.
It is, yes.
And his name pops up. It red flags something.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we meet, what's it called? A military person. I believe this actor passed away. He was also, like, in the Resident Evil TV show.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, he did pass away, didn't he?
Yeah, he was also, like, the front desk in the John Wick movies. The front desk guy.
Yep.
And so, yeah, they're like, oh, fuck, And so, like, Candace or Iris West is like, hey, just to let you know that that person died. And so she's like, holy shit, So she goes to, like, Kristen, and she's like, oh my God, and tells her what happens. And she's like, well, did you ever check his ID? Me. Meanwhile, Luke is in school, and he's like, oh no, so like later on, like what's it called? Anna kind of she steals his phone because Kirsten's like, take his phone and see what happens, because before that, he goes to meet Craig and the guy from Freaky Links and Can't Hardly Wait. you, you remember that show, Freaky Links?
Mr. Papa Giorgio.
Yeah. I was like, I will always remember that guy's Freaky Links because it was kind of like a Twilight Zone-ish type of show.
Right. And see, to me, he's always going to be Mr. Papa Giorgio from the Vegas Vacation movie.
And like, he's like buying guns, and he's like telling him, he's like, yeah, I'll buy it all. And he's like, okay, cool. You got all the money for that? He's like, no, I'm just going to kill you guys. And Craig is like, hey man, that's not funny. He's like, it's not supposed to be. Fucking domes this dude in the fucking head.
Yeah.
And Craig starts running, and like the gun he took away from Papa Giorgio only had one bullet, and he's like, oh my god. He like nonchalantly grabs like some ammo, and Craig is probably like, I don't know, 150 yards away.
Yeah.
And domes him in the fucking head. It's like, holy shit, with the fucking revolver. And so like, yeah, so like, everything kind of seems cool and all that stuff. And so like when like Luke, Luke is kind of talking, they're like carving pumpkins or some shit like that. And like he has like a butterfly knife. He ends up giving Luke the butterfly knife because he's like, you should always have a knife around you just in case. You never know, right?
Yeah.
And Anna comes in. She steals his like cell phone to take pictures of all the numbers he's took. Because like, Anna earlier that morning, after finding out that he's not who he is, gets a call from her ex-boyfriend that's like, hey, Craig, they found Craig in the quarry murdered, and he gets pulled over by some cops and all that stuff. So she's like kind of like doing a little bit of PI work, and David is kind of he's like, my phone was in my pocket, now it's all of a sudden in my room.
Right. Yeah.
So he knows Anna's suspicious of him, so he's like, I probably have to get out of here soon.
Yeah.
And
then Dad comes home and says, hey, the guy who was the regional supervisor, he just OD'd on pills.
Him and his girlfriend.
And there's an open position. They don't have anybody to fill it, so they offered it to me.
And so they're kind of like conflicted because they want to be happy, but it's a tragedy.
Right. Yep.
And and then like, so Anna talks to Luke, and he's like, hey, like, can you do some spying for me, because David is not who he is. And like at this point, Luke is kind of like, I don't care. He's been helping me a lot. Right? Because then the next day, like, when he gets the request to look up all this shit, like plastic surgeon, the phone numbers that he was looking up, one of the bullies, again, comes to antagonize him. I'm sorry. I feel like this is like a very Midwest small town thing, because like growing up in the neighborhoods that I did grow up in, is like if somebody older came and fucked me up because I was bullying a kid, it's like, hands off.
It's done. Yeah.
Like I don't want him to come back. You know what I mean? He proceeds to bully him again. He calls him like the F word slur for.
Right. Oh, he's like, what are you looking at plastic surgeons for? Because you need a sex change.
Yeah, and then he calls him the F word, and then so like Luke turns around. Because, before this, like, David tells him, he's like, hey, man, don't let people bully you. Stand up for yourself, because you'll carry that shit all your life.
Yeah.
he whips around and then domes his kid in the face. And they kind of tussle a little bit. But then, like, Luke gets up, he gets a yardstick, and just fucking cracks it on his kid's head.
Right. And the kids are, his jaws are already, like, kind of bandaged up. You could tell that.
Yeah, that uppercut
from the bar, and and now he gets yardstick right in the same spot.
Yeah. And so like David and Laura come to the school, and they're checking up on him. David he's like, hey, what happened? He's like, he called me this word, so I cracked the yardstick on his face, and he's like, awesome. And Luke is like, he's so like elated because he's like, Oh fuck! You know, you're a kid. You know you're gonna get in
Right.
trouble, and for
Yeah.
somebody to be like, "Awesome," you're like, "Whew!" And so they get into the office. The principal's like, "Well, we're gonna have to expel Luke because of this violent nature of his.
Right. Right. We have a no
No tolerance, a
no
zero."
tolerance policy. Yeah.
Yeah. And David is like, "Well, what about the kid that called him a slur?" And he's like, "Well, we know that happened, but that's just totally irrelevant." He's like, "How is it irrelevant? It's a hate crime."
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? Like, how about this? Well, we'll go ahead and get our lawyers, and then you could explain it to the school board why you're just allowing hate crimes to happen in your watch. And the principal's like, "Oh, wait, hold on." He's like, "No, let's go, Laura. Let's go ahead and contact our lawyers." And he's like, "Well, what about a suspension?" He's like, "I don't think that's gonna cut it." And before they leave, he's like, "After school detention."
Yeah.
And he like turns around. He's like, "For how long?" A month. He can help set up for like the dances and stuff like that. And he's like, "All right, that's acceptable."
Yeah.
And they get out of there, and he tells Luke, "Hey, you're just gonna have to do some after school detention." And he's like, "Oh my god." And he's like, and then like Luke is like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And then he's like, "Okay." So they walk the halls, and then he tells David, he's like, "Hey, listen, man, Anna, I know you're not David."
Yeah.
And his face like quickly turns, and he's like, "Yeah, Anna wanted me to look up stuff. She took some pictures of numbers on your phone, and so something about a plastic surgeon in Miami and all that stuff." And like, I just want to let you know, I won't look into it. I won't dig deep, and I won't tell anybody. And he's
Right.
like, "Okay."
Well, he's like, why wouldn't you?
He's like, "Cause you're my friend."
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's like, "Okay, I think I got this cleared out." But man, like, we get back to that. Oh, like, I feel like I'm gonna skip a couple things. This movie isn't long, but kind of like it's the plot is pretty thin. You know what I mean? It almost feels like an '80s thriller, like very stepfather-ish.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like simple, but like when we get to the house, Laura and him are like hanging up laundry, and he's like, "Oh, let me go get the other basket so we can hang that up." All of a sudden, a bunch of police like come flooding in,
Right. Major
or
Carver and the
yeah,
and the military police.
and they're like, "What the heck is happening?" He's like, "Well, man, we're looking for David or
And they
the
cut
guy."
they come out of their cars stacked like SWAT team, like
Yeah,
locked and loaded.
like they're coming after fucking Captain America.
Right.
And yeah, we get a huge gunfight. David is fucking Swiss cheesing these MPs, and like he like gets his gun, he gets his whole stash, crawling through the house. He's picking apart all these military police officers, and the only one left is Carver. And Laura, she sneaks back into the house, and she's like, "Oh my god, what's happening? Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm really sorry about this, Mrs. Peterson." And like, I didn't want this to happen. Me and your son were both in the same unit, and we were a part of the same projects. And she's like, "Oh my god!" And then, for some odd reason, she yells. She was like, "Oh my god, this guy's a murderer!" And yells for it while he has a knife in his hand.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm so sorry, but I feel like Caleb would understand what I'm about to have to do," and
Yeah.
fucking kills the mom. And so as he escapes, again, like, yeah, again, they're basically fucking chasing Steve Rogers, because he like whips out of there in this fucking Jeep Cherokee, and he like expertly blows out the tires of the SUVs. And oh man, as he's like gunning it, he sees Spencer, Mr. Peterson,
Yeah.
and fucking kills him too. And it sucks so bad. I was like, "Oh, Mr. B, he liked you so much." And he's like, "David, what happened?" And then shoots him in the fucking chest. And so Carver finds out, like, oh, he's killing the people that know about him.
Right. Yeah. And so when he was talking to Luke, uh, Luke said, or did Anna tell anybody else? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe her friend Kristen, which is
The waitress.
the waitress.
and the girl that he had sex with. But he was like, 2 for 1, because they're both working at the restaurant right now. Unfortunately, Carver gets there first, grabs Anna. He's like, hey, we got to go get Luke because we got to put you guys in witness protection.
Right, to get you to a safe house.
Yeah, get you a safe house and get you out of here. So, like, they dip, but then he shows up, kind of hobbling, stealing somebody's, like, fucking minivan.
Because he did get shot.
He did get
shot in the leg.
yeah.
Because they Swiss cheese that house, like soldiers, like.
Yeah. And, like, he sees Kristen, and he's like, where's Anna? And she's like, oh, she just left here with, like, some government guy. And he's like, okay. And then fucking domes her in the chest.
Yep.
And, like, man, I guess I would be the same way. All these patrons at this restaurant are just fucking shocked.
Right.
I would have been like, holy shit, that dude just shot that hot chick. And then he fucking throws grenades in there to just get rid of the rest of the witnesses. I was like, oh, fuck. So they get to this high school. Anna tried calling Luke, but then Luke's teacher was like, give me the phone. No
You're
phones.
on detention. No phones on detention.
And
stupid teachers.
And like they get there, she's like, we have to go. Like David, he's after us, and he's like, David wouldn't hurt us. We're like friends and stuff like that. And like David shuts off the gym, like the gym thing, like the gym lights and all this stuff. Plays the CD that Anna made for him, and fucking he box cutters up the teacher, and he ends up killing Carver. Which I was like, damn, man, fucking should have had some of that fucking super soldier serum that you gave him. Because, like, he tells Anna, like, he was a part of a super soldier experiment. And and he was programmed to, protect the program, protect his identity, and get rid of anybody that would have the ability to, expose him. And so, so now, like, Anna hides Luke. She's like, hey, he killed our mom and dad. Please just hide, and I will, like, lure him away so you can get away safely. And so they get into a scuffle. Anna picks up the gun that he laid by the government agent, Carver, and shoots him. And then when she gets there, through the fog, she sees that he's disappeared. And now is fucking choking the shit out of Anna until Luke comes with the butterfly knife and stabs him twice.
Right, the butterfly knife, he gave it.
He goes down and he's like, oh, man, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Luke. I would have done the same thing. Good job, man. And it gives him like a thumbs up, and then he like, And as like they're waiting by the ambulance, like firefighters came in because a fire got set during their whole scuffle, and
right, and that's Carver said originally there was a fire in the facility, and all the bodies were burnt so badly that they thought that he was one of the bodies that was in there, and they didn't realize till
later,
too late that.
And like it's funny because they overhear the fireman talking. He's like, yeah, there's 2 guys in there with no dental.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. You got rid of the fucking teeth in that time? That's fucking crazy. Like, And all of a sudden, Anna sees a firefighter, like, limping out of there. And he looks to her, and the movie ends.
Yep.
We don't know what happened. Let's go to our other section. High star, low star.
This got great reviews on. It didn't get like industry good reviews, but like the audience reviews on this were really high. So we got a 10 out of 10. Outstanding. When I'm watching a good old 80s movie from time to time, I can't help myself but to wonder, where did the cheap good old thrills go? Sometimes it just feels like an attention spent of mainstream writers and directors today is like an exploding hand grenade. It goes off anywhere and kills anybody. No simplicity is allowed anymore. Once was what was once Friday date night movie is considered an art house. Well, this movie has that secret ingredient that made 80s and 90s what they were. And it's kicking. Romance, kind of, breathtaking soundtrack, brilliant aesthetics, lots of ambiance, good camera skills, sharp acting. No need to say it's not heavy. No need to say it's not heavy on story, but verdict: this movie provides cheap thrills at their very best.
And then I got my review from Letterbox, which gives me half a star. Neither the writing or directing is good. The directing can't decide what tone it's going for. At times, it embraces the stupid one-dimensional writing and starts to execute scenes like it's on the joke, like it's in on the joke, like how it uses score. But then a lot of the movie, it treats itself seriously. Even if its tone was consistent with trying to be satire, it's still flawed because it's paying homage with how it embraces the shallow 80s horror writing cliches. The script is so exhaustingly stale you could spoil the whole movie in a sentence. It wastes its time with pointless plot threads, like the tiny romance between Anna and David. They set this romance up and then throw it away. What purpose does it have to the story? What purpose does the story even have? Yeah, I would agree with that a little bit. I mean, the movie is like really short. It's like maybe an hour and 30 or something like that.
Is it that short?
Or maybe like an hour 35, maybe 140 at the most. But it feels like really short, which I was like, I'm fine with that pacing if it's like a little bit longer than an hour and 35. But yeah, like it does, like it sets up that Anna has an attraction to David and then does nothing with it. I feel like the betrayal would have been greater if they had hooked up.
Hmm.
They don't have to show the sex scene, Kobe. I don't need to see it boobs all the
Right.
time. Or even the mom.
I don't know. I feel like that would have taken away from it.
Well, like, I mean, then why set it up?
I think that they kind of were just because he's an attractive guy, because he doesn't ever seem to be interested in her.
It's because he's a super soldier.
Right. But she seems to be like more intrigued by him.
Yeah.
Because like also like if he hooked up with her best friend, she's not going to be like, hey, I'm gonna dump my boyfriend for you, you know.
Well, they weren't together, or were they? I don't remember. They were together. Well, like okay, like so, like my whole like it doesn't even have to be sex. Maybe just like a kiss. Because like she like was like setting this all up, like he's very attractive, like he dresses him down when he was already naked. You know what I mean?
Right, but you almost get that same, like after mom and dad are arguing,
yeah,
that she comes in and she's like so you almost got that same kind of feeling
with the mom
on that side too.
Yeah, I want that too. I mean, because okay, so like like it seems like it's set up to be like for him to be the perfect like soldier, right? A little bit of espionage in there, a little bit of a little sex, a little romance is a part of the espionage,
Right. Yeah.
You want them to fall deeper into this well of trust that they have no way of getting out of. So like that's why like it was good. I mean, it was good that he set up that connection with Luke. Because like yeah, like even towards the end, he's like, no, you wouldn't hurt us,
right?
And so like for like then like the betrayal would be greater. Like they don't have to kiss, but like maybe maybe have one more scene where it's like they get close, to be like, oh man, it's gonna hurt even more when he betrays you guys.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, like this movie is very 80s like themed. Right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like it was like the plot is a little thin, but like you get a sense of goodness. Like he puts in a lot, even if it's anti-hero. He puts in a lot of effort to do what he can. So whatever the super soldier program was, his connection to Caleb was like, you get that was like an honest, and he really feels like he now has this obligation to come and check on his family.
Yeah.
And then he sees that they have problems, and he's this super soldier, so he's like that programming's like,
let me help them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if I kill somebody, these are the people I have to help. But then once they kind of turn on him, then it's like, oh, self-preservation kicks in.
Yeah, programming kicks in.
That's why he even says, like, Caleb would understand. We were programmed to
do what we have to do.
To do this, to keep this secret, to be this, and he would have done it too.
So the real villain is Anna.
In all honesty, yeah. If she didn't call, he already had said that he's only going to be there for 2 more days.
Yeah,
they would have, sure, her boyfriend gets put in jail, but like Dad said, he's the loser anyway, and I didn't want you dating him. So
you'll never get out of this town.
He probably would have gone to jail for something else anyway.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? You probably would have gotten knocked up, and then you would have to stay in this town, and then you would have been miserable your whole life.
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, like, that's why they always say, like, curiosity kills a cat. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of, he's kind of made your family's life a better. Like, mom isn't moping around.
Right. You've helped mom with closure. You've helped dad get his promotion. You've helped
Luke
the self-esteem with the kid, and he's now been able to best his bullies.
Yeah, and kind of stand.
You want to let to the theme.
I mean, towards the end, he becomes a bully too.
Yeah, right. Technically, he helped Anna by getting rid of her loser boyfriend. That's what he thought he was doing, but
I mean, let's be honest.
It's hard with young
teenagers.
girl crushes. Yeah, it's
even in their 20s. Yeah, like, hey, I want you to make mistakes, but this one is gonna get you knocked up. You know what I mean? Yeah, oh, honestly, if it was me, like, I would have been like, well, if he's gonna be out of here in 2 days, maybe I'm not gonna look into it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That would just be me. Like, even like, we're all Luke, right? He's like, hey, I know you're not who you say you are, but like, you've been pretty fucking awesome. My mom isn't fucking sad anymore. My dad got a promotion, and I think you probably killed those people. But yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing. Like,
right? Yeah, you made our lives better. I don't care that you killed some drug pushers. Who cares?
Like, it's like if someone's like, hey, here's $1 million. Just don't let anybody know you saw me. I was like, yeah, 100%. Who? Right. I'm blind. I can't see. I'm Ray Charles. I'm fucking Stevie Wonder. And I will never wonder about this whole interaction. Oh, man. Yeah. Because in my head, I was like, if Anna just didn't call anybody,
right,
this movie wouldn't exist.
And that's the question of that ending is Caleb's not going to say anything, but since
Luke's not going to say anything.
Yeah, right. Luke's not. Caleb's not going to say anything.
Yeah, for either. Sure.
But Anna, is she gonna say something and start it up again, or do you just at that point you're like, oh, this guy's a killing machine.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and
let's cut our losses.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I was like, yeah, it's super open. Like, well, there's like 2 possibilities, right? That he's like, these people can't fucking stop me. Do you want me to have to kill more people just to kill you guys? Or do you just pretend you didn't see me?
Right.
and we can go about our fucking lives. It doesn't matter if you know this face because I'm gonna go get plastic surgery and get a new face.
Yeah.
Which I'm like wondering, like, how many times can you change your face, right?
I, yeah, I guess you don't have to change your face that much, and you just kind of change your hairstyle. And
Yeah. Yeah, you like James Gunn did a really good job with like his Clark Kent
yeah,
because like, when you see him being Superman, you're like, ah, that's fucking Superman. And then when you see him be fucking Clark Kent, you're like, I don't know. I mean, same build, but like the aura is different. Like
right.
the hair is like his is curly, Superman got that straight hair. And like in the comics, Superman does like change the pitch of his voice when he's Superman or when he's Clark Kent. I always
Yeah.
forget which one. So yeah, like and maybe he does have those hypno glasses that Guy Gardner said, which is also like a callback to a old Superman issue, right?
Yep.
Hypno glasses. Oh man, and like I gotta say, like yeah, that's why I was just like, if she just wasn't so curious, if she just
Right.
didn't have to, it's also to my point, I don't want to be a person that's like, but like, hey, sometimes you just gotta let shit be.
So okay, so apparently when they first filmed it, they had 20 extra minutes,
Yeah,
and they gave a more of a background of why he's like that. And the director was like, "That's my least favorite part of the film." And then they test screened it, and
mm.
everybody was like, "Uh, his origin story is terrible." And they were like, "Oh, well, I don't like that anyway, so we'll just cut that out." And then he was like, then between him and the director and the writer, they were like, leaving him ambiguous, like, and having
Yeah.
a lot more mystery really makes his character pop more.
Yeah,
So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and leave it like that.
yeah, I do like the throwaway exposition of just like, yeah, he was a part of a program,
Right. Yeah,
like,
and interestingly, they also said that KPG
yeah,
was the organization where the colonel came from to get him. That is also been referenced as a background government organization in a number of his movies.
oh,
Like he directed, or he did one of the stories from like a VHS
yeah,
murders,
yeah,
and
one of the segments.
KPG is the government agency in that one.
Oh man, so he's really trying to start like a little the Guess universe,
Yep.
which actually,
Yeah,
yeah,
and it's the director's Adam Wingard, so he did like Godzilla versus King Kong and Godzilla, Kong New Empire. He did Blair Witch.
oh,
Like he
that's a bad one. Wait, the 2016 one?
2016.
Yeah, so many missed opportunities with that. Okay. Okay, so like you've watched the original Blair Witch, right?
Yes.
And so did you watch the 2016 one? Little side tangent.
I don't think I did. I think
So, okay.
enough people told me not to that I didn't.
So I watched it because I'm a glutton for punishment. And like when they're in the forest, like there's like they kind of like play with the concept of time where like the group gets split up a little bit and they finally find each other and they're like, it's been like 5 days we haven't seen you guys.
Right.
And so I thought it would have been so awesome if they had taken, so like in the 2016 one, they have all the fancy camera equipment, they have a fucking drone.
Right.
So I thought it would have been so cool if like they were somehow able to kind of like alter like the original movie to show a clip in there where like they hear a drone, but they're like they don't know what that fucking sound is, so they think
Right.
it's something supernatural, and so like it was kind of like the 2016 movie was kind of just a rehash of the first one, and it loses all of its charm because of its like high quality production. You know what I mean? And so, sorry, just a little side tangent.
And that the first one was one of those ones where it was graced by its timing.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
it was, you had all this portable equipment, but you weren't yet like internet.
Yeah, it's like the first like
And,
viral thing.
right, right.
Yeah.
Because I'm like literally like pe- people were like, yeah,
Yeah.
they played it like it was that they
Real.
actually found these. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like the
And,
greatest prank for them.
yeah, I remember people like not knowing. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Until
no,
yeah.
they made a movie out of like these tapes they actually found.
Yeah, until like the actors came out in like late night TV, and they're like, "Oh my god," you know?
Right, but it was already in the theaters. Like there was
Yeah.
no. They did a great. They didn't go out and push it
Hmm.
beforehand. It was, yeah.
They made the actors like, "Hey, you got to be out of sight for a while,"
Yep.
and all that stuff. So, yeah, no, I did. I saw. Yeah, I didn't know his like filmography was pretty deep like that, with like a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
big projects.
So he did something on the VHS. He did one of the stories on the ABCs of Death.
Hmm.
That like trilogy or not trilogy anthology.
Yep.
The Guest. He did
Yeah, the Godzilla movies.
couple episodes of Outcast, the TV series.
Okay.
He, I don't know. This probably doesn't bode well. He did Death Note, the live action American one.
And another black stain on his fucking thing.
I,
But
didn't, I didn't hate it, but it was one of those ones I didn't hate it, but I would have liked it more if I didn't see the anime first.
yeah, I mean it's a good bad movie for sure.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to watch that. But we're coming to our hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our other months down below, where we have other themed months. Where like dancing ninjas, lady fight clubs, and a lot of weird
musicals you've
ones.
never heard of.
Yeah. And a bunch of holiday themed months, mainly Christmas and Halloween. But we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have streaming, DVD, Blu-ray, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Kobe, where you at?
I was super pleasantly surprised with this one. Like I said, I was unfamiliar with this going in, and totally a different take. I thought it was going to be much more on the bully side, but like we wrapped the bully thing into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd Blu-ray this, especially if they have, it'd be kind of cool if they have some of the original
The extended
scenes
cut.
that got cut out.
Yeah, I would say that too. I would say Blu-ray as well. If they have, like, I want the extended scene. Like, give me the extra 20 minutes. Let me see it.
Yeah.
But like, I think the movie as is pretty good. But you just like, oh, let me see like the scenes that got cut, like left on the editing floor. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because this movie, it's like it is like the plot of it is really thin, but that's just really mirroring like the 80s like thrillers, like Stepfather is like the main one that really comes to mind in my house.
Yeah.
It's always like, like, because your home is like, that's like your safe zone, right? And then when you have a fucking stranger in your house, that's when it's like, it's scary because he's like, I don't know when I'm gonna wake up and this dude is like heavy breathing at the foot of my bed. You know what I mean?
Right. And there was the Jim Carrey did one that was less super soldier at the end.
Yeah.
Didn't he do one where he was like he was a soldier that came back and then like nobody recognized him, but
The Majestic.
Yeah. But he was like, no, this is who I am, and then like basically convinced the whole town that that's who he was, and they believed, and then it was you. Did we ever find like at the end?
I forgot. I haven't seen that. Yeah.
Whether you ever find out if it really was him or if it was somebody else playing that part. But,
yeah, I don't remember. I would probably have to we probably should do a Jim Carrey month of just like the oddities of his filmography, right?
Because he's got some oddball movies that are like he's got some super blockbusters, and then he's got some like
indie films.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check all of our links down below where we have our social medias.
Yeah, we got our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, X, TikTok, YouTube. Look us up, find us.
Give us a shout out. Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on the album Music Podcast 3, and the Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.